welcome to the Tomanaka Collective. I know it's been a while. We've been doing a lot busy here lately. Let's see. I had another video, but it was just drowned out by lawn noises and machines, so I'm not going to do anything more with that one. So we will go where our peppers are. So as you can see, the hatch peppers and the California Wonder peppers have done a marvelous job here, and I've just repotted them into larger pots. I think I'm going to try to keep some of these in the greenhouse over winter so that I could have peppers in the winter and all year round. I'm going to see how long I can keep that going. Before you see a spineless cactus, pear cactus. It's never bloomed, but it gives me tons of pads, so I just sliced it up so that I can go and make many more little cactuses, you know, so that they become their own plant. Maybe I'll sell them or whatever. Here's the mother plant. I've chopped what I think is going to work out to keep the plant, you know, healthy, and maybe I'll get some blooms from it this time and fruit instead of just more pads. But we'll see where that takes me. Let's see, the hydroponic system's ready. I just went ahead and connected the pump. I use hot water for the elastic, so if you have an issue where you need to connect an elastic part to the hose, you use hot water, boiling water, and stick the hose in, and then you mash it against the and twist onto the fitting of the pump, and that will put it on. So I've also put a filter using coconut fiber inside this box, because when these buckets drain, it would drain all kinds of crap and junk that would go and of course go into the tank, and it would contaminate when it would flow down this pipe full of algae or whatever and junk and roots and go through the pump and just cause all kinds of drama. So now what happens is the tanks, these buckets drain into here, and there's a L-shaped pipe in there filled with the stuff you do hanging baskets with, the coconut fiber, and that should filter out and still not do anything with the water to disrupt it and clean it while it goes into this container, so that the sump can suck it up and throw it into this tank. I don't want to do anything through the power side, like putting a filter in from the pump, because that'll make the pump flow, you know, it'll interrupt it and make it all kinds of drama. So this is pretty much ready to go. There is stuff in here. The perlite, I did not put any attachments onto the nozzles yet, because I want to run it through the system and clean out all the junk that is in there, because this is the first time I've done this, and so that will help out. As you know, the rainwater from this roof of my greenhouse will provide the water for my plants inside the greenhouse. It takes a sampling from the middle of this pipe. You can see the middle where it takes the pipe, so you don't get the debris from the top and you don't get the debris from the bottom. It just takes a sampling from there, and that little pipe is what goes down into the greenhouse and fills my reservoir. The neighbors' raspberries have taken refuge here, but I think it'll hold the, you know, I think this will hold the pea gravel that I used. I used pea gravel and surrounded it around here because I kept getting rats under here. So the pea gravel tells me when there's somebody trying to dig in here, and it also keeps the rats from digging out. And so that helps me out a lot. Oh yes, here we go. This tree I've trained on this trellis. This is an apple tree, and I should expect a lot of apples from it. You can see some of the blooms. So that's going to be fun. And under it I've chosen to grow a blueberry. And this guy, look at these. So many blueberries. It's going to be so fun. I usually get like 3 cups from it or more. My project of cutting out the wisteria. So I've killed everything above this trellis because I wasn't getting enough sun, because I wasn't getting grass. So I just planted this grass. So we're doing an experiment where, of course, I've killed everything above. All the plants are alive, even the grapes. They're just going to be going down this trellis now instead of up here. And we'll see what happens. And then I'll probably put some hydrangea or some kind of climbing, you know, something a little less aggressive on here. As you see, my chickens are out. Let's go inside the greenhouse. I've been doing a lot of repotting lately. So my peppers that I've been talking about, look at these. These guys are fruiting just fine. Look at this. California Wonder. They grow a lot of smaller peppers because I don't like the bigger peppers, but they're all bell peppers just the same. These are my mutts. These are the ones that I collected from seeds from last year, so I don't know what they are. This looks like a jalapeno. And more California Wonder. So these are all now in bigger pots, and I just water them once a day, and they seem to do better. Now that they're going to be in bigger pots, they will hold the water, because they were just dying every day because of the heat, even though I do have those vents that open up at 84 degrees. So let's see what else we got. So we're winding down our tomato experiment. This is a determinate tomato, and it was a Japanese for fuel, and it looks like it was not happy. And I know I did a half-assed job, so I will try a more diligent effort in the future. But as you can tell, I still got a lot of tomatoes on here. And then I even have some that are ripened, or ripening. So, you know, maybe about 10 tomatoes out of 2 plants that I treated like crap and just filled the tray with water whenever it got empty, and the containers were just little bitty things. So I think I'm going to do a better effort maybe this winter, because I want to also not only have peppers, but I also want to have some tomatoes year round. So I'm going to try a little bit of that. I don't know if I'm going to do hydroponics or if I'm just going to do this thing. So yeah, look at this. These guys were planted in October of last year, and so that's why I'm getting these now, but they've overwintered very nicely. And let's see. Yeah, look at this. I want to show you this one. Look at that. What do you think about that? Just a huge pepper. And so I will enjoy these, and they continue to bloom. But so what happens is once they fruit a lot, then they stop flowering. But once you start going and planting these guys and kill the fruit, or like harvest the fruit, they'll start flowering again. So if you have any, and this is how you pollinate them, of course, is you play with the flowers a little. If you if you want to keep the brand pure and only do one type, then yeah, it's not going to really help in the greenhouse, but I thought it would be fun anyway. So this is my little update. Here's my rescue lemon that I did. That was this little twig, and now look at it. It's grown so much. So I hope you enjoy this. I'll send another update here shortly, but I wanted to get something out for you. Bailey. Bailey. Hi. Say hi to the camera. No. Well, be sure to share and like. I had some comments where they wanted me to be more specific on a topic, and I will try to do that, and we'll see what happens. So from the Tomonaka Collective, have a great summer. Actually, before I sign off, I will show you one more thing. I wanted to show you my starts, where my tomatoes, my pumpkins, my squash, my cucumbers all seem to be, they're just waiting. I did some work in the field where there's real grass, and so I'm getting those ready as well for, and I'll show you more of that later. But these guys are just pretty much ready to go. Here's my apple tree that I've trained on all the trellises and all that again. And let's see. Oh, I'll show you the coconut fiber that I'm using as a filter. You know, I cut some of that and put it in a 2-inch pipe and wrapped it around. So these are like some hot weather smooth cucumbers I was trying out, but they just did not work out for me. They did not like the cold. It's been cold and wet, and it's just been crazy here lately. So these did not do well for cucumbers, but I don't care, and we'll see what happens. A sneak peek of my side yard. I just got rid of all this wood that I've had for years. So again, there you go.